My name is Nick Heidfeld. I'm racing in Formula E currently for Mahindra. The best thing about being a racing driver is that you can do what you love most. This is my passion. It has been since I was young. I started karting with 8 years old. Now I'm 40 and I still do what I love. The biggest names I've raced in motorsport were definitely during my time in Formula One. I was there for 13 years, I believe. So Michael Schumacher, obviously, Kimi Räikkönen, Vettel, a few guys are still there now in Formula One, Hamilton, Alonso. My favorite person to hang out with during my time in F1, I would say I got on well with most people. You don't have that much time during the weekends because you're always very busy. I got on very well with Felipe Massa. We always had a good time. The worst thing about being a racing driver, there are not too many. It can get very busy, traveling a lot. In the beginning of the career you still enjoy all that a lot, but after 10-20 years sometimes you think you would like to spend less time on an airplane. My father was into motorsport. He did a bit of karting himself. He also liked motorbikes, so the first thing actually I did was doing some motocross when I was 5 years old. After a couple of accidents, my mother said, no, that's it, stop. And then when I was 8 years old, I started to do some karting, same as my younger brother, and then took it from there, and then did Formula Ford, Formula 3, Formula 3000 and Le Mans afterwards, so quite a few things. I never had an idol in Formula One, but my favorite driver was Ayrton Senna, who unfortunately I never got to meet. And speaking to various people who knew him and even looking on the camera, I think there's a special aura about him. He has a strong charisma, and I think this, at least to me, also translated on the television. Pineapple on pizza is something that doesn't sound good, but actually my daughter really likes it, and if you order like 10 pizzas, you'll also have one piece of this, so I'll give it a 5. Currywurst, well, obviously it's a German specialty, especially in Berlin. To me the main thing there is the sauce, and if you have a very good one in Berlin, I would give it a 7. I love barbecue ribs, apart from the fact that you need to go and have a shower afterwards to clean yourself. I would give it a 9. There's not one particular moment or race. It's the 2007 season for me, when I was with BMW Sauber, which I rate my best season as a driver, where we had a good car and I hardly did any mistakes and maximized the potential of it nearly on all races, so I really liked the 2007 season for me. I don't know if it's appropriate to say on TV, but sometimes racing drivers like to, maybe not abuse, but push any car or rental cars you have. But actually on this occasion I drove very quietly and politely. Anyway, suddenly the car started to catch fire and then we had no water around, so I had to use my own fluids to stop the fire. And it worked.
Well, that's the story I was after.
That's a difficult question. I think there are a lot of amazing and outstanding drivers in F1. Overall, I think if you take everything into account, I think Alonso is one of the best drivers for sure. Probably a bit unlucky with his choices of teams, if you can call it bad luck. I think he deserved more championships than he's won until now. And I also love to race against him. I think sometimes he does some pretty tough and outstanding things in the paddock, where you think this is quite a hard thing to do, and he's a tough character. But on the race circuit you can always trust that he's not doing anything stupid or unfair, yet he races very hard. The best thing about racing Formula E to me are the circuits where we are going to. In Formula One you have just a few circuits that are stand out, and especially stand out in regards of being on a street circuit, which first of all is Monaco, of course. Singapore is quite cool. And in Formula E we have one street circuit after the other, and amazing venues and places at the same time. We will go to Zurich soon, which is very near from where I live. We've been in London, Hong Kong, Miami, Moscow, so that's one highlight after the other. I'm Nick Heidfeld, thanks for watching.